Hi, I'm Emily and this is Made on Mill. In this video, I'll be showing you how to harvest, wash, dry, and store herbs, as well as collect seeds from your garden. I like giving herbs and seeds as gifts, and so this video is gifts from the garden. As I mentioned in my last video, our gardens are very much still a work in progress. We have both perennial and annual herbs that I wanted to collect and dry out so we can use them over the winter. I'll try to do multiple harvests so that I get enough herbs to include in gifts during the holiday season. So what I'm cutting here is a perennial sage, and in early summer it has the most beautiful purple blossoms. When I'm trimming it, though, to use as herbs, I'm trying to cut the new growth. I find it to be a little bit more tender as opposed to the woody branches. Now, this is a perennial oregano, and some of it has gone to seed, but I find if I trim it, I'll get a lot of new growth. So that's what I'm focusing on picking now, but I'll also pick parts that have gone to seed. I find it's still totally fine to eat. So in this bed here, I had planted a bunch of radishes and carrots and lettuce and kale. I have some empty spaces because I think I planted my carrots, kale, and some of the lettuce a bit too late since those are colder crop plants. They like to be planted actually before the end of frost date, and I was just a little bit late getting the garden started. But anyways, my thyme I purchased this year. I think it'll come back every year, so we'll see how that goes. And then beside it, I have rosemary, which is an annual in our area. For the thyme plant, it is still quite small and getting established, so I try not to take too much from it so that it will come back next year healthier. When I trim rosemary, I'm trying to do it where there are stems that branch so that it can continue growing and I can continue harvesting. In addition to herbs, I also like to collect seeds and include these in gifts. So this plant here is figwort. It's a perennial. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I include this in many of the little bouquets that I do up. And the pollinators love it. So before you collect seeds, you want to allow the plant to go to seed. So usually the seed head will be completely dry. And so with figwort here, you can hear them kind of like rattling in the wind. For other ones, that might not be the case. So you'll need to look it up for your specific plant. But anyways, I just take the part of the plant here that has gone to seed and tip it upside down in a jar, and then I can collect the seeds. Some plants, the seeds are protected under copyright, so you're not actually able to collect them or distribute, sell, gift, etc. So just be aware of that before you start. If you're planning on doing this, just make sure that your seeds are completely dry. You can lay them out on a sheet to dry further inside to prevent any mold issues. As well, please do your research. Some seeds are poisonous, such as sweet pea. So if you are using these, collecting them, or gifting them, just be aware of that. Now that the herbs are all cut, I like to bring them inside to my kitchen and give them a good wash. So how I do this is fill my sink with a couple inches of water and fully submerge the herbs and then really agitate them in the water to get rid of any debris or bugs. I do try to shake them outside first to get rid of any bugs, but washing just makes sure that the herbs are clean and ready to eat. It's really hard to clean them when they're dried, so it's essential that this step is done while they're fresh from the garden. Once they're washed, I'll lay them flat on a dish towel and leave them there for maybe half a day or a day just to dry a little bit before I hang them. Now you could absolutely skip the step of laying them flat on the dish towel and just go straight to hanging them to dry. But I find after washing, if you immediately hang them, then they're kind of like dripping and it's a bit messy. So I prefer to lay them flat to start. Now, once the surface is dry, it's time to hang them up so the herbs can dry out. So to hang them, I like to gather the bottom ends of the stems together so that they line up. And then I either use cotton string or yarn and secure them that way, and then create a little loop so I can hang it up with. Or you can use an elastic and wind it around the bottom of the herb, similar to how a florist would do this on a bouquet of flowers. And then you can just make sure you have a little bit of loose elastic left so that you can hang that on the hook itself. When we renovated our house, I really wanted something interesting in our dining room. So I had seen these peg rail with the shelf online, and I thought this would be a great way to have somewhere to hang things seasonally, as well as drying herbs. Now, our dining room is quite dark, so they can dry in here. Ideally, you want to dry your herbs somewhere where it's darker, and it's pretty dry and not too warm, but not too cold, since we do want them to dry out and not mold. Now you'll just hang them to dry out and leave them for a couple of weeks. You can test them to see if they're finished by like trying to crumble one of the leaves. If it crumbles easily, you know that they're completely dried out. Once they are dried out, you can go ahead and package them up for storage. These leaves are completely dried out and ready to be put into storage. So to break off the leaves, I find it easiest to just run your thumb and a finger from the top of the stem downwards and then pulling off the leaves as you go. So you'll want to use something with a wide mouth. So either a bowl or even a tray or a casserole dish would work to collect the herbs as you're pulling them off the stems. I like this bowl here because it has a spout, which makes it super easy to transfer into jars once I'm ready. I find the method of running your hands down the stem to remove the herbs is really effective for oregano, thyme, and rosemary. For sage, however, I find it easier to kind of pull the leaves and crumble them as I go. So these leaves are quite big. And so just running your hand down the stem would mean that, yeah, you're just pulling them off whole. But I find it really effective to kind of pull them off in little pieces, and that way they're in a more manageable size when you go to store them. Once you've removed all of the leaves from your herbs, you can go ahead and transfer them into the final storage container. If you're using the same collection container for multiple herbs, I would recommend wiping it down with a damp cloth in between, just so you don't cross-contaminate if you're worried about that. I will store my seeds in a similar way to my herbs, and I will share in a later video how I package these up to gift them. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are going to be collecting gifts from your garden, I'd love to hear what that is in the comments below. If you like this video, I would love it if you could give it a thumbs up, share it, or subscribe.